Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing absolutely awesome. How are you doing, by the way? I'm going to be connecting with Archangel Raziel. I'm going to be connecting with Archangel Raziel. Did you hear me? I said his name. I'm going to say his name is Archangel Raziel. Okay. So I'm just going to be tuning into his energy and his consciousness and see what meaningful wisdom he would like to share with all of us right now, as the world is right now, what would be helpful for us to know about. Okay. I've got lots of sheets of paper here, but I'm not going to be sharing any pictures today. I just need some room for my elbow. Right there. And here too sometimes, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that was the other thing. I wanted to do a journey with my eyes open. It's just nicer when my eyes aren't closed for the entire time. And it looks like maybe I'm looking at the camera, but I'm not. I'm looking out there, but I'm looking in where I can communicate with the infinite universe. All right. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. I think right now, energetically, what is inside yourself, you, the individual, on an adventure of self-discovery in a weird, crazy world where you're not going to be influenced by what's going on out there. You're just going to be you, okay? You're just going to be you. And I just want to, I don't know why Archangel Raziel, he's kind of, like when I connect with him, it's usually something deeper, and he reveals things to me that surprise me. And maybe I'm looking for a surprise. I don't know. I don't know why Archangel Raziel. But I'm going to relax. And I have my eyes open. And I'm going to be looking inside myself so I can connect to the infinite universe. And then I will describe to you my experience with Archangel Raziel. Okay, here we go. All right, so vibrationally, he's already it's like super important. He's in a hurry. Come. He's wanting me to go through this door and walk into this space. He's ushering me in. Like we're running out of time. Like, hurry up. Maybe I'm running late. I'm not sure, but he's like really ushering me into some kind of space. I don't know what this space is. So, okay, already he's talking to me about time. So there's the experience of being in a hurry, but there's also the experience of having to slow down in order to interpret. And if you have to slow down, you're not missing out on time. You're actually gathering yourself. You're getting to know yourself in order to adapt and interpret the world around you. If you're forced to not be given the time you need to make a personal decision, this is coming up that you need to be able to make the solid decisions that are right for you and take the time to make those decisions. And so him ushering me in here, of course, I'm following along, but once I come into this unknown space, I can't tell what it looks like yet. There's the experience of it's an important meeting room. I don't see anybody here. I can't tell what else is going on other than this message, okay? Because I feel myself slowing down. I feel myself needing to gather myself, and he's like, hurry, come on. And it's like, no amount of you telling me to speed up is going to help me get where you need me to be, because I can't match your time, because I have to relay my experience to people, and so I have to relay at my time. So, and I also, the funny thing is about the energy world, like, you can get information so fast, but then you have to translate instantaneous awareness into what is the right way to put this? How can I help people understand what is being expressed to me? It's not like they're just giving me this like book of information. It's an experience of information. It's like an aha moment. And then in the aha moment, how do I help the viewer? How do I help you understand what's inside of that. I have to put language to it. So now, as we can see, it's taking me time to get to this point, and how far have we actually gotten into this experience? I still don't know what's on the other side of this door. Okay. So now I told you all of that. Make sure you're honoring your own pace. And then others will either say, of course, take the time you need, or they're going to belittle you or degrade you. But there's something about really getting to know your own pace so that you're making the right decisions for you and you're not rushed into action, that you didn't take the time to really reflect what is your position on it. It's just honoring yourself. Others should be honoring you too. Okay. Okay. This space, there are thousands of people here. There's lots of people here. It's like walking into a church and it's Sunday and everybody's at the church. Like, it's a full house and everybody's standing up, and there seems to be a chair for every individual person that's here. And I'm walking from the back forward and everybody has their back towards me. And it's really important. And there's someone speaking at the front. And again, I am encouraged, hurry, hurry, hurry. I'm encouraged to come in. There's no bother with me, I guess, interrupting. I'm not interrupting anything. It's just encouraging me to come in and be a part of this gathering. So it's really strange because, again, there's another distortion of time. A distortion of time, it's not about being able to make a decision or not. It's actually, every single step I take, it's like taking me 10,000 years just to get in a couple rows of people and find a place to sit down. It's almost like impossibly slow. It's agonizingly slow. And there seems to be a distortion of time, and it's like time blips. Not everybody's going to feel the agonizingly slow time blip. And some people are going to feel at the pace of other people. But there's a distortion in vibration. So some of us, okay, here's an idea. Let's say there's a vibration which represents a collective way of thinking and behaving and an expression of exchange. One of the exchanges that I see, and this is kind of a human typical thing, where there are people who are trying to protect what is the integrity of solid expression and thinking, and it seems like there's another version that is trying. Okay, so let's just take bandwagon idea. We have this. We don't know if we could use the word mother or birthing person now. And so you're going to have somebody who's on the side of mother and somebody who's on the side of birthing person, and they're going to be going head to head as though this is the most important conversation of our history, when you could ask the whole question is, what is the influence of this? What is the worm on the hook for this anyway? But the vibration and need for these people to keep coming head to head, for this whole conversation to be amplified, and we're not looking at the bigger picture of what this is all about in the first place, nor do we feel like we have any control about it. It's all like a match of wits, a match of the mind, a match of the intellect. It's a match of my side versus your side. It's a match, it's a match, it's a match. But we aren't taking a look at, stop it. Just stop it. But when I say that, it's like, but I can't stop it because this person is taking away the word mother. Well, this person isn't being open-minded to birthing person. And how dare you? And blah, blah, blah. I'm not taking one side or another. I'm just giving an example here, okay? This is important because there's this vibrational thing. And so this, if we take this scenario, just this example, this is just simply an example, the total thing. Doesn't matter what side you're on, the total thing. This is working in a vibrational exchange, okay? So there's going to be people working at this vibrational exchange. I could be the representation of the person who wants nothing to do with this, because it's something about this whole thing. I want my energy to be as far away from it because what makes sense to me It seems like we can take the next 50 years to talk about this. Why are we even talking about this? We already know how dangerous this kind of conversation is, and the distortion of this. We already know how dangerous this is. This isn't progressive. This is actually dangerous. So as you can see, I have an opinion about this. This is the fact that we even have to argue about that. This whole thing is dangerous. Okay, so for me, I feel like my time and my energy in expressing my opinion about this could be better used in empowering someone today, not making sure everybody knows my stance. That you know my stance, me, my stance, okay? No, I try not to make it clear, okay? But I'm just giving an example. So my goal is to find what is the most empowering way that I can reach humanity. And it is not by reminding people how we need to think and not to think like this or whatever. It's, if I were to say none of that actually is the most valuable thing, what is the most valuable thing is how do you feel today about who you are in the world that you live in? And what can we do to help you become your most empowered self? Do you know what it means to be an empowered self? Do you know what being an individual is? Do you know, has your heart ever been broken? Tell me about when it was broken. Let me understand who you are as a unique person, because in the end, all these words that then are tools to give us identity, to help us have a relationship with our human body and with each other, and then the societal system, because if we're a woman or a man or something beyond that, then society is going to be changing in order to reflect what the collective consensus is, but we already know that that can be manipulated by whatever the tools are. So this whole thing, as you can see, how you are going to participate in this whole thing is going to impact your relationship with time. That was a lot, right? So I had this epiphany, and now I'm doing my best to explain it to you. It took me some time to explain it, right? And I had to work with some kind of tools, some examples in order to give you a flavor for how you are participating in moving the energies of this world. It's either going to feel like you're at a standstill, or it's going to feel like you're in motion. So there's time blips or time distortions. That's what I'm experiencing right now. But as you can see, because I'm in this meeting place with thousands of people, it could be the whole world. It could be all the souls on our planet right now. It could be all the souls on our planet, every version of the same timeline. So there's lots of people here. It's not because I'm in some kind of like council of master ascended masters or something. I'm just actually present here in the world. I'm present here in this place of existence. It's a meeting space. And we're all meeting here on Earth to live this lifetime together, okay? So whatever it represents, I'm a participant of it, and I'm feeling time distortions. And this is disorienting, okay? Some people are definitely in a different time than I am. So, okay, I'm supposed to acknowledge that the presence of Raziel is, I can't identify where Archangel Raziel is. I can't identify where I am. It's almost like I've become extremely small, and I'm so small I can't fit on the chair. I fit beneath the leg of the chair, like beneath the foot of the chair. I'm being absorbed into the ground. I basically am present, but I'm so small I might as well be non-existent, like a particle of dirt. And I know personally that whether you're a particle of dirt or you're a human being or you're part of the air or your spirit or whatnot, you are present. It doesn't matter how big or how small or what you are present. And there's nobody less than or greater than anybody else. There's only presence to be had. So while I am the size of a grain of dirt, I'm just some small little speck beneath the foot of this chair, I still exist, and I'm just as important in my existence as everybody else, okay? So if you feel small, then your existence is just as important as everybody else. So don't let yourself, it's like, don't manipulate yourself. Don't distort the value of who you are. Okay, that's the next thing that Archangel Raziel is providing this experience for me, which is the message he wants to share with all of us. Okay. Okay, so as this like tiny little speck of dirt, I choose to say I am important. I am important. I choose to say that. And it's weird, it's kind of frustrating because the experience is that being this small makes it hard to be heard. And there's like people are getting bigger or fatter, or it's almost like bulging everywhere, and it's all smushed together, and it's trying to push those down, and it's trying to make others really big, because there is a conflict of understanding where the true value comes from. Like the true I am important, but secretly I am afraid of not being important. So it is so important for me to be the most important person, so that way you can see me, you can praise me, you can worship me, you can hear everything that I have to say. I am the biggest deal, the most important person, bigger, 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 bigger. And so then you have this tiny little speck that is the complete opposite energetically, as the desperate person that needs validation, that's so desperately, insecure, that they're enormous, to try to overcompensate for how small they actually feel on the inside. So then you'll have those who then might be treated, or might be vibrationally not welcomed to be a participant in this massive overinflated ego scenario. But we're all in the same meeting room. We're all present, and there's going to be weird distortions of time. And sometimes it's going to feel like things are slowing down, almost painstakingly slow. So, and then other times, like Archangel Raziel, he's like, hello, come, and just like, whoa, you're like 10 years ahead of me, and I'm just walking. I need time to catch up. And then it's like warm. I'm really slow, okay? And then we go, I'm so important. I'm the hugest person in here. Look at me. Look at how huge and awesome I am. Hello, people. Do you hear me? And so this is all going on in this meeting room. Okay. He wants me to try to identify who is at the front. So if we're at a meeting room, then who is sort of orchestrating the meeting? Who is the leader of the gathering? And what do they have to say? So okay, because this is interesting because I'm trying to understand what influences some people. People are changing, by the way. Like this getting really small person and this getting really big person, and then people are trying to expand this way, like they're getting wider or they're getting taller or they're getting both. And it's like the space is still just the same size, but people are distorting their reality of their size because of ego or insecurity. So it seems like if you don't have a need for ego, it seems like you appear quite small. Is that simply ego versus no ego? And who are we trying to prove ourselves to? Because I actually can't. Is it each other, or because I can't see who's at the front? All right, so as a tiny little grain, I have to project my consciousness past everybody. And it's really weird. I see that all these people are actually in an orb. And the orb is basically a library book. It represents time and place. I mean, it just represents history. It represents a people. It represents learning. So when I look into like the crystal ball, I'm given access to a whole region of experiences, a whole spectrum of thoughts and feelings and exchanges. I'm given access to many different types of human strengths or insecurities, and I'm able to see it all. When I look into this orb, I'm able to see all of it, even from the smallest to the greatest. Like, I can see and understand it all instantaneously. And he shows me that Archangel Raziel, he holds this in his hand, and there is no leader. He says, he asked me if I understand now what he's saying to us. I do, actually. Okay. There's no doubt about it. There is a distortion, and I guess you can say what everybody seemed to know and understand, let's say 30 years ago, it's almost all being shredded like paper in the shredding machine, and then it's being tossed into a fire. And people they need to be guided. They need to know what they're supposed to do in order to live a good life. They need guidance. And because the leadership isn't guiding them, it's the leadership that they're going to for guidance, or they're putting their trust or their faith into, because this is the system we've always been familiar with. That there is no leader. There actually is no leader, because there's no collective. We aren't working together as a people, and so we're all uniquely driven and guided by something that is inside ourselves. Some kind of internal compass based upon our idea of what we believe, our idea of the illusion and what is real in the illusion within ourselves, and our perception of reality. And because every single person, you could say that there's a clear this side and a clear that side, and who's going to win in the end, and it's actually all across the board. But there's no... It's almost like a massive crumbling without any... I'm going to ask him if he can help me find some better language to explain this. Maybe the leader isn't something that is outside. Maybe it's something that's on the inside. Maybe we are looking for an external leader. But isn't every child looking to their parent for guidance on how to grow up and how to be a representation of who they need to be as an adult? To some degree, it's like the children look to the parents for guidance because they have to rely upon the parents to make sure they have food and clothes, and so they look to the parents for guidance. And to some degree, every adult, even, doesn't matter your age, you're looking to the collective rule book, the laws or structures of society, what is defined as the right and wrong. You're looking, whether it's a person or a belief system, maybe the religion that teaches you how to honor the sacredness of marriage, or the sacredness of sexuality, or the sacredness of love, the sacredness of your body. Like it could be anything, but there seems to be a real suffering here when it comes to understanding where the leadership exists. Because people, it seems to be, are looking externally for that guidance, but it's all across. Like it's like the cards stacked to create I don't know, the card castle. They're all fallen down, and so then what do we have? Do we have to start all over again to recreate it? Are we looking to somebody to do that for us? Are we the ones that have to rebuild it? It's like that we need some kind of guidance. We need some kind of guidance, and it seems to be lacking as an internal compass and an external compass. So the only way to work through that is for people to react. is for people to go into action. And it could be the overinflated ego is their solution, where it could be, I'm just gonna get out, I'm just gonna back off and let this weird crap happen, because it's not the energy that is going to make the world a better place. It's just desperate people needing to have voice, needing to stand solid for what once was, or we need to be open-minded to change. But all of it is just a representation of the cards are falling. But who controlled the cards to begin with? Who built the structure to begin with, that we all believed, that we participated in building this? But there are other tiers of the structure that are guiding all of this. From a very small few down, there is influence here. There is influence. It's clear. It's quite clear. So what do you have to tell us then, Archangel Raziel? Like, just this? I mean, this is what you wanted to tell us? Just this? Like, is there a way that we can come full circle on this message? Says just straight up, just like, hush, don't be afraid. Just hush and don't be afraid. And he says, the little ones, don't be afraid to have voice. It's like, don't be afraid to have voice. But it's almost like the ones who are the most afraid, it's okay to exhale your fears. It's okay to start to open our eyes to the needs and the voices of each other. And it's like we are going to learn that it's not the value of technology that makes us stronger. It's the value of each other. Because I start to see that it's a picture of people and everybody's on their cell phone. Like, let's say it's a subway station. Everybody's on their cell phone and nobody's looking at each other. Nobody is saying hello to each other. There seems to be a lack of just exchanges. And some people are into that. People aren't into it. But it's like some cell phone creates a wall for some reason. Like there seems to be many walls that have to come down so that we can start to have genuine exchange, not through the wall. Because I see a man in a prison and he has a phone and he puts it up to his ear to talk to a loved one on the other side. So we have these walls up to protect, and then we protect our emotions. We protect, I don't feel like having this phone call. I'm not my best self. So we constantly protecting the situation, protecting the exchanges, protecting ourselves, avoiding going into the technology instead of putting it down or putting it away. It seems like that isn't the final triumphant message. It's just a part of it. It's a part of a developmental phase where we have to understand our relationship. It's like our relationship with this is important, and it's kind of out there, but it's not that out there. Because the technology is becoming an essential part of our life, a part of our survival. The technology is. And when the technology becomes an essential part of our survival, then what does the human need to survive? It needs the technology, because then it does not need itself anymore. So there's a confusing phase of what is the next step. And technology, I mean, this is like walking into a whole array of conversation. I mean, technology doesn't have gender, and technology doesn't have to debate. Technology can be an algorithm. Technology can be the answer and the solution. Technology can do the most phenomenal artwork, and technology can be the artists. It could be the workers. It could be everything. It could even write our stories. It can write our papers. It can be everything for us. The technology could even replace the entire human race, and we could upload our consciousness into the technology. So you see how Archangel Raziel is presenting an interesting idea of why the cards have fallen, but we don't really understand what was the structure, who built the structure, what inspired the structure, what are the different tiers of consciousness that exist here, how are some in rhythm and some experiencing these weird time blips, how come are some small and some are big, what is ego, what is no ego, but all of it has to do with some kind of evolutionary process that we have to go through in our relationship with each other, and then our relationship with technology. This is not where I thought, this is not what I had anticipated, like that would be on the other side of this conversation, that it would be about technology. Because technology, then we don't have to be in the presence of each other. We have the technology for that. We have the technology for everything. We don't even have to exist in these bodies anymore. And it seems to me that vibrationally there is a starvation or a craving to alter the existence entirely, to just completely start with a new drawing board. And what I struggle with that is we never actually gave this one a chance. We never, like we decided we gave this human form a chance, but there was so much distortion, the fear of working at the heart, the center of one's heart, for the center of one's mind, and living in a fantasy versus understanding how to live in a reality, and how we let fears control our decision making. We become very lowly. We desecrate the sacredness of our exchanges, and then we feel shame, and then we don't even want to be human anymore because we don't want to feel the shame. So there's been such a lack of really getting to know this incredible form. And that's what Archangel Raziel is showing me in this message. And that's what he wants us to think about that. Dang. I didn't think everything that was happening in the world today was this conflict between the biological human and the artificial intelligence. I didn't... he says it is more than you know. Is it possible that we are influenced by an arithmetic, by an algorithm that is guiding, I don't know, it's just a storyline, it's just an idea. Now let's say the richest people on the planet, the most insecure of losing everything when they have everything, are scared of losing everything and need to have more. So let's say that it's not all of them, but let's say there's a handful of them that take this very seriously. Now let's say they've built the ultimate AI intelligence that is providing algorithms for how to disrupt the balance of the human race, how to distort it, how to brainwash it, how to guide the sheep to certain locations, how to do everything. And then they just let it calculates the money, calculates the wealth, calculates the stock markets, calculates what is going to disrupt the harmony, how people are going to react to it. It calculates. And it's this extremely useful tool that nobody could even fathom exists. And it is for the betterment of who and the outcome of what. Because it's all very superficial when one lets go of one's own self. One's own true nature is what is in the heart of who they are. And the heart of who we are is not an artificial intelligence. I am not an artificial intelligence. That's what I'm supposed to tell you from Archangel Raziel. That's why it's so important that we are as much ourself as we could possibly fathom being. We have to just be exactly as we are, not try to be popular, not try to go viral. Let's just be yourself. And the more that we are ourselves, the more we can be appreciated for the person that we genuinely are, not the person that we want people to like, and we don't even know ourselves. We just are an idea. That's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to be an idea. It's better to actually be who you are and improve whatever is in your nature, that you could polish it up. You could fine tune it. Not that you have to be somebody you're not, but that you could love yourself for just the way that you are. So that's the message. Dang. I mean, I did not expect this. I got to think about that for a little bit. And we're probably talking months and years to come, because I've been thinking a lot about artificial intelligence already, but I never thought of it on that level. One of the things that keeps coming to me that is really loud and really important is that whatever you are doing based upon the idea of what can create more meaning or more value to who you are as a person is not the right path. You have to be on the path of who you are, as awkward and as weird as an imperfect and bad jokes and good jokes that might piss people off or whatever. You got to be exactly as you are. You have to be you. You have to be you. Otherwise, you don't know how you're being influenced by something that might not even be human. And this is a representation of an algorithm asking you to fall into the algorithm's vision, and you're following suit with it when you're not being yourself. Because the algorithm is saying that it can influence you to not be yourself, and that you will do it. That's basically what Archangel Raziel is saying. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We have to share your thoughts on this. All right. I hope you're having a great day, and bye for now.